Welcome back to Johnson Wealth Advisors Podcast. We are at episode 2.
Numero dos.
I'm going to read a little disclosure here. Securities offered through Kestra Investment Services, LLC. Member, FINRA SIPC, that's FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Kestra Advisory Services, LLC, an affiliate of Kestra Investment Services. Kestra Investment Services or Kestra Advisory Services are not affiliated with Johnson Wealth Advisors. Johnson Wealth Advisors does not offer tax or legal advice. For your investor disclosures, go to kestrafinancial.com/disclosures.
We don't offer that type of advice. What type of advice do you offer?
That was smooth.
Well, thank you.
That was a good disclosure statement.
Thank
All right, episode 2. We're back at it again. And I think this week's is a good one. I like this one personally because I've gotten really into this, like deep into this, the last probably like 2 years since my divorce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that would be where this would come in handy. And of course, we're talking about
Estate planning.
estate planning. Woo.
How excited are you for estate planning?
I mean, I like this. Honestly, I'm at an age of I got to start thinking about it. Right?
That is Ezra's excited voice.
It is.
Yeah, Ezra's excited voice is the same as his angry voice, as his questioning voice.
It's true.
That's fair. Cool.
So just so those watching and listening can know, let's start with some introductions. Does anybody care to go first?
I think you, the man of the hour, needs to go first.
The man of the 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, the man of the 15 minutes.
Elvis Johnson, financial planner, founder of Johnson Wealth Advisors.
Okay.
Ezra Davis, founder of Leggett LLP.
All right. And Max Hughes, founder of Dev to the Max Software Development. And we're all here talking about estate planning.
Yeah, so what comes to mind when you guys first think of estate planning?
This has happened to me. This comes to my mind every single time I think about it. And it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. Well, actually, it's maybe a bad thing. But anyway, the first thing that comes to my mind is like marriage and divorce. Like it's almost always the thing outside of death that you hear about like estate planning, like what happens to the assets and stuff like that. And I was not like aware of any of that stuff until I got divorced.
Well, those times, marriage and divorce, those big life-changing moments are good times to review your estate plan.
It's a good point.
And if you don't have one, implement one.
Yeah.
But those are those markers. Anytime that there's a big change in people's lives, if there's if you're moving, changing states,
Starting a business,
starting businesses,
having kids.
all of that.
Yeah.
Anything where there's a big life change, it's time to review that estate plan.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah.
And that was when I first it's funny because going into marriage, I didn't really kind of have an idea of like being aware of estate planning, and it just kind of happens when you get legally married, right? Like your assets just get tied to someone. But you really get thrust into the how much you do or do not know about estate planning when you go through a divorce.
Yeah.
And for better or worse, it's just is what it is, right?
Yeah, definitely an important situation. What about you, Ezra? What comes to mind when you think of estate planning?
I think of fighting.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that happens a lot too. Have you ever been involved in any of that, or just seen it?
Without getting in the past and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen families what happens when, like, say someone passes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you start arguing over assets.
Yeah.
No one knows
Yeah.
who wanted what to go where. Never spoke about it.
Mm-hmm.
First, it was unexpected. Right?
Yeah.
It just happened.
And that really, I've seen that in my time as a banker, and I've seen that drive wedges, canyons between family members.
Happened to my family.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, and it's crazy that both of you guys, I mean, Max, you kind of said death a little bit, but
Yep.
Usually the answer that I get when people think of estate planning is, I'm preparing to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so much more than a tool of passing.
Yeah, that's a sad way to think about it. I mean, so that's a good, like, what's, you're the financial advisor, like what's your definition of estate planning, right? Like what would you tell to someone, client just walks in the door?
Well, simply put, and again, very, very simply put, estate planning is you deciding what happens with your stuff. Period.
Wow. Yeah.
Not
that's
just when you're dead.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah, that's
does
a good
happen when
point.
you're dead.
Yeah.
But
I'll raise my hand.
it happens when you're alive too. Yes, sir.
What's the difference between that and a will then? Because I thought a will was for like when you die, right?
Well,
Like
a
living
will-
and testament or something.
So estate planning is the overarching activity,
Mm-hmm.
and a will is a tool in that activity.
Oh, okay.
So you could be using a will,
Is that the only tool that you can use?
or you could use a trust.
Oh, a trust. Okay, so I've heard about that. So those but those mechanisms are very, very different, right?
Extremely different, but
Okay.
also in estate planning, there's more than just those two things.
Yeah.
There's the financial power of attorneys,
Okay.
and there's also a medical directives. your
What's the
healthcare-
difference?
Your healthcare power of attorney. So okay, think about it like this: it's about unavailability.
Okay.
Okay,
Of me? Of
of yourself. So what if you're not here, but
Okay.
you need to execute a legal contract?
Mhm.
You need something done that you have to do.
Yeah.
But you're on vacation, and it just came up, and it needs to be done now.
Oh, when you say not here, you mean like not where you live.
Correct. Yeah,
Oh,
not
so
not
yeah,
not
I
dead.
died.
Just no. You haven't died. You're having a great time. You're on vacation.
Or not easily accessible.
Not easily
to your
accessible.
estate.
You're in a business meeting that was
Yeah.
very important. You went to Houston.
Okay.
You went to Boston. You went to wherever.
Yeah.
Okay. And something needed to be done and executed here.
Yeah.
Well, a financial power of attorney will give whomever you give that authority to, they now have the ability to take care of that for you.
Oh, to sign on my behalf?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So am I safe to assume then the medical one is like if I'm paralyzed for whatever reason?
When you cannot state your wishes.
Oh, so when you can't make your intentions or desires known?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So
maybe in a
you-
coma?
in a coma, or if
Dementia
you're
or something.
if you get dementia, or if maybe you're not in a coma, you're just under anesthesia,
Yeah.
and you went down for surgery. Again, a lot of these things come up when it's not an end of life situation.
Yeah.
Maybe someone is getting a knee replacement, and they had a
Oh.
bad reaction to anesthesia,
Yeah.
and something happened.
Yeah.
Routine surgeries are always routine, and they always tell you there's a risk.
Until they're not.
Right.
Yeah. That's a
So-
good point.
Do you want to be resuscitated? Do you want to take blood products from someone else?
Oh.
Certain religions don't want blood products.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. So yeah, the medical directives too, especially for someone that like doesn't have a wife or a husband or children or something
Or
like
someone that does.
that. Or someone
Because,
that does. Yeah.
and I'll speak about my personal situation, but it's everything. It's if I become incapacitated, if I'm not able to breathe on my own,
Yeah.
pull the plug.
Yeah.
If I'm in a vegetative state,
Yeah.
pull the plug. My wife will not do it.
Yeah. Oh, so that's where you have your medical directives.
Exactly. She
Yeah,
will leave
okay.
me there,
Okay.
and she'll say, no, save him.
Yeah.
And I'll sit there for 6 years
Yeah.
on a breathing mechanism. I don't want to live like that. That's
Yeah.
not living to me. So it is my choice now,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm going to write that in my directive
Hmm.
that I want the plug to be pulled.
Okay.
Okay, and if I breathe on my own, cool.
Yeah.
Now I can also state, give me nourishment,
Yeah. Yeah.
give me water, give me chapstick.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that
depending
you
on how
want.
detailed you can get. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're making the choice, because this is again an unfortunate situation that has caused a rift between family members that I've helped people with from the financial side of the desk.
Yeah.
And it's been such and such was on life support. Now 2 people are arguing, whether it is the husband is arguing with the mother-in-law,
Mhm.
or the kids are arguing with each other.
Oh.
Okay, and my daughter, all my family knows my wishes.
Yeah.
My daughter, oldest one, is willing to execute my wishes. My wife
Way to go, girl.
will be my wife will be very upset,
She will fight her.
and my mom will be very upset.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they both know that I've said this
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Yep.
Okay, so that wish will be executed by my daughter. Now that's causing a rift between my mother and
Yeah.
my daughter.
Oh, interesting.
So
Wow.
now a granddaughter now has problems with her grandmother
Because of your medical directive.
because of because of the lack of my medical directive. Because the
Oh.
granddaughter now can try to take control, and my
Yeah.
daughter can try to take control and do this. or I have a medical directive,
I see.
and
The
the
medical
doctors,
directive.
they don't care what you guys are arguing about.
Yeah.
They
this
said
is what the
he made
directive
this
states.
under sound mind,
Yeah.
so this is what we're going to execute. So now my mom can be mad at me.
Yeah.
Mom's not going to be mad at me.
Okay, so this makes sense, right? So, I think the flip side of this conversation, right, is estate planning. The other side of it, it always, people automatically always assume that it's just for wealthy people, right? So, like, what would you say to someone? And I mean, I'm actually kind of curious about this too. Like, what should you think about as the average person when you talk about estate planning, right? Does that apply to, my bank account, my 401k, like what all does it cover? Like why is it important for everyone, not just the wealthy?
Well, so let's kind of address that. I'll answer that question with a question.
Okay.
Do either of you have stuff?
Yeah,
Let's
I have one or two
let's
things.
leave the money, not counting money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just something.
Yeah.
Do you have something that you would like somebody specifically to get?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is going to sound really trivial, but this is a very big deal
Yeah.
to some people.
Okay.
I have a Kobe Bryant rookie card.
Ooh.
What if I want my cousin, my nephew, my son, one of my kids is very much into sports, another one is not.
Yeah.
So if it just so happens, if I don't say, hey, I want kid A to get the Kobe rookie card, I don't say that, but kid B gets it, and kid B is not into sports.
Yeah.
Kid B is not going to cherish it. I wanted kid A to have that
Yeah.
because I know he'll cherish it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be of huge value.
Oh,
It could be grandma's ring,
So it's anything
anything.
that you own. If you want it to have specific instructions on who it goes to.
Correct.
Okay.
Because the courts have their own set of instructions. Each state has its own list of order
Yeah.
of who gets what next of kin gets
Is
what.
is this probate court?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
And if
Okay.
you don't decide, the judge will,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
or the state already has.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you say that too, because I learned this actually during my divorce, as sad as it is to say, but it's the truth, right? So when you look at it from the standpoint of prenuptial agreements, postnuptial agreements, really what it is talking about is how do you want to divide and split up your assets and debts and everything that you as a couple have built, right?
Correct.
And I think the thing that's most interesting about it is my attorney told me, he said, look, if you and your wife, soon to be ex-wife, can't agree on things, the state will decide for you. And it's not a matter of like emotions or anything like that. It's just those are the outlines and the prescriptions that the state has set forth saying this is how we will approach this.
Right.
So it's the same thing for probate.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Now, probate is a very public thing.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you have a will, it still goes to probate court.
Really? Wills do not avoid probate court?
No, they do not.
Oh.
So what that means is, Ezra, you now have a will. Okay, congratulations, if you didn't already. You have a will, and now that you've passed, your attorney, your wife, going to probate court. I am a nosy somebody.
Yeah.
And I can look up probate court because it is all public record.
Wow, I did not
So
realize
now
that.
I can go in there and I can try to contest your will, saying that I am Ezra's brother. Not really,
He promised
but
me this.
but
Yeah.
we've known each other for the last 38 years. And Ezra said, so
Wow.
that goes through probate. And now Max is the judge.
Is that just in the state of Washington, or is that?
No,
Oh, really?
no. So famous case, and I know I'm trying not to keep this very long, but Prince.
Mhm.
Everybody knows Prince.
Yeah.
The singer was the artist formerly known as.
Yeah.
People would think that you would have a will, at least.
Wow.
Prince did not.
No.
No.
Wow.
There were over 45 people that came to contest his estate
Oh my goodness.
because it was all public in probate.
Oh jeez.
None of them succeeded in getting anything.
Yeah.
But now the family got 5 years of probate court,
Mm-hmm.
and the courts got 5 years of money,
Yeah.
and the attorneys got 5 years of money,
Yeah, and the estate paid for all of
and
it.
the estate paid for it all.
Wow.
Okay. Elvis Presley
Oh yeah. I know
Famous
about those.
famous case. He had a will.
Mhm.
Go ahead and look it up.
Really?
It's a public document.
Mm.
So some people like privacy. That is provided by a trust.
Oh, okay. So that's where the solution comes in for those that really want to be sure what they want, what their wishes are for their stuff after they pass,
Well, or if you want privacy.
or if you want privacy.
Right.
Okay.
Everybody doesn't need to know my business.
Yeah.
And I want things to flow smoothly. I want things to flow quickly. And I want to ensure that who I wanted gets what they have, and
Yeah.
who I want to be in control is in control.
Yeah.
So a trust is a tool that people often opt to use.
So,
But-
do
sorry.
you think that a trust keeps your loved ones safe from, let's say you have houses,
Yeah.
and someone's got to take that over? Like,
The
that
trust-
kind of keeps them.
The trust owns the house.
Right. So what I'm saying, it keeps them out of the probate court, out of public knowledge,
Correct.
so that their business is not there. People are not coming to talk to them now and say, "Hey, I know you have all this."
Right, because the trust is private, so no one can look it up and know that you just inherited 700 acres in Kentucky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I hear trust a lot. I mean, social media, you hear it all over the place, honestly. So, like,
As I know this is going to be on social media will get people in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah,
Jesus.
so what does that look like, though, to have a trust? Or how much does it even cost, honestly? Because, again, I know it's not about how much money you have, but if there's a cost or upkeep, then it is kind of about money a little bit, right?
well, yes, and it depends on the complexity of the trust, the
Okay.
complexity of the will, the complexity of your situation.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah. That's fair.
You can go to LegalZoom and you can go to whatever little cookie cutter place and you can get a cookie cutter program.
Yeah.
But if you don't want a cookie cutter program, what do they say about any type of services? You can get it good, fast, and cheap.
Yeah.
Pick two.
Yep. That you don't get all three.
You don't get all three.
Yeah.
Right. So now
Would that
actually-
be a tax attorney, or is that an estate attorney, or is that even a thing?
you're gonna want to go. Yeah, you're gonna want to go to an estate planning
Gotcha.
professional,
Okay.
estate planning attorney. So actually, when this comes out in a couple days, I will be able to, through some partnerships that I'm making, I'll be able to help my clients with actually providing those documents to them.
Oh, cool.
Again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not practicing law, but it is a partnership that I have with the company that will allow us to utilize their services. And the attorneys that they have on staff, they will look through everything. They'll look through our workflow. They will review everything, and clients will get an official will or trust, depending on which tool they want. Financial power of attorney, medical directives,
Yeah.
all of that. And one thing that I did not mention in here so far that truly needs to be said, and this situation affects me more than you guys. If you have young children,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you have 15 cents between the two of you.
Yeah.
If you have children, these documents, these tools can say who gets custody of your children.
Oh, yeah. If you have minor children.
You
Wow.
can dictate the custody. Now, if you have, hopefully you have life insurance. If you don't, again, that's another reason to call.
Yeah.
But you can
Little
say,
plug.
you can say, hey, my life insurance now is going to be used for my children.
Yeah.
And the person taking care of my children, hey, Max, I want you to take care of my kids.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little money
Using
to
this money.
thank you to take care of my kids, and here you get an honorarium as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get a stipend. But there are so many things that you need to direct, and I'll kind of end it with this, unless you guys have any other question. I know we're kind of bumping up against time, but if you don't direct what you want to do with your stuff or your children, the judge will.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better to end it myself, man.
And-
That's the truth.
Well, and just this last piece, just to tell you how far it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I dealt with a person here last year. They came to me because they found out that they are now the beneficiary of some oil and mineral rights.
Oh my goodness.
Now, they got to this path because a woman passed away.
Mm-hmm.
That woman had no living family. They found all through the deceased family members, boom, 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 came down 2-3 generations to this new woman. This new woman was the ex-wife of her second cousin, something.
Yeah.
and now she has mineral rights in Wyoming
Wow.
because someone did not have an estate plan. And I'm pretty sure that grandma, whoever, did not mean for her second cousin's ex-wife
To get it.
to get it.
Wow.
So you take care of it or the judge will.
Yeah. Jeez. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. That was good. This is complicated, but it doesn't need to be.
No,
So,
that definitely does not.
It kind of makes me nervous in the fact that I have a bunch of godchildren, and there's no directive
yeah.
to say this person should get my kids if something happens to me.
Yeah.
So I might have had to fight other family members.
It's a conversation of love.
Yeah.
So love y'all.
Man, yeah, that was good. Well, with that, I think, we'll send it off.
I remember what they say you're supposed to say when you do podcasts. Subscribe and like.
Oh, yeah,
And we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.
Other stuff you want to know about.
Oh yeah, let us know what questions you have.
Yeah, that's right.
Until later.
Peace.
Peace.